I've seen the beauty of South Africa. The rugby, the Springboks are amazing. The scenery looks beautiful and unreal. I'm actually curious, about Americans that have moved to South Africa, how the transition was. Are they loving it? What are the biggest culture shocks? All that type of stuff. All right, if you guys are liking this type of content, let me know by leaving a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Would love to have you on my journey, learning all about South Africa, rugby, and everything else we get up to on this channel. And let me know in the comments what you think about this type of thing. Is it fake? I don't know what this is actually gonna be. If she's happy, sad, if it's weird, what it is. You guys have to fill me in. All right, guys. So let's jump into it and see what she's talking about.
The love and intensity that South Africans have for
what? For what? Love and intensity for
Hey
what?
Hey guys, it's Misha from the Global Expats, and today I am talking all about South African culture shock as an American living here.
the first culture shock, load shedding. And for
Load
people
shedding.
not familiar,
Load shedding. I'm gonna try to guess some of these terms. Maybe shedding a load. What is? I don't even want to guess.
here with load shedding, it is essentially intentional power outages. And where we live, the water pump is connected to the electricity.
So intentional power outages. Are they like scheduled power outages? And how long do they last?
So when the electricity goes out, we also have no water. It's nice when they let you know when you're scheduled for your lights to go out.
Oh man.
But there's been so many times when you just get hit with it and you don't even know. There's been times I've been stepping into the shower to take a nice shower at the end of the day or after a workout, and all of a sudden, the lights go out. No more water, no more nothing. You just gotta sit and wait. And I've asked a few people, why does this happen? Why do you guys need load shedding? Why do they need to schedule power outages across the country?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just kind of a part of normal life here. The next culture shock. There are...
Well, I mean, it obviously, I would assume that it has to do with the amount of power that they're creating, that South Africa creates. So the amount of people that are using the power, they don't have enough for it, so they got to restore it back up. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an electrician or know anything about this, but that would be frustrating. I'm curious, how often does that happen? And does it happen where you live? Is it just little sections of South Africa? Is it all over Africa? That's interesting.
Country. It's just kind of a part of normal life here. The next culture shock. There are no power outlets in the bathrooms. So
why?
I guess in the States or in other countries, right, we're used to just, plugging in like my hair straightener or my curling iron. But here, you have to go into the bedroom or go to any other room in the house to plug in your things. In the States, I must admit, I was used to having 2 or 3 outlets. So let's say I had my phone charging in one outlet.
Yeah, I have, electric razors. You got electric toothbrushes. I got women might have more stuff to be plugged in there, but that would be interesting. That means you have to do your shaving and all that other stuff in another room, or just have to grab it and bring it into the bathroom. All right.
I would have my straightener plugged in. I'd have my makeup out. I have my whole setup there, I am good to go. I have a big, nice mirror and nice lights.
I mean, it's definitely not a deal breaker, but just
I
weird.
have to find some room, find a random mirror I can take with me so I don't end up frying something on my head. And another thing about outlets in bathrooms.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Like, you can't bring a curling iron into the bathroom. You have to have it plugged in while using it. So like a blow dryer, all that stuff. Yeah.
The light switch to turn the lights on and off is always outside the bathroom for some reason. This one I also don't know what the situation is, but here everything's outside the bathroom.
Now, I wonder if this is like just her house. Maybe it's an older house or something. And maybe these aren't like standard across the way. Because you could really mess with people. They're in the shower with something. You can shut the lights off, all that. Let me know. Is this like how modern houses are built now as well, or does she just have an old house? I seen that outlet and it looked like maybe it was older, so I don't know if she's living in an older home.
The next culture shock, car guards. Now,
car guards.
I'm used to having like a security officer or something like in a parking lot back in the States that's just, guarding the whole garage, right? Just somebody there on site.
Yeah.
But I was very surprised to find that here, there's about like 10 car guards in one parking lot whose job is to just make sure your car doesn't get broken into or stolen.
These are all parking lots? I know, like she said, there's, are these like parking lots for the stores? Because what she's talking about is like in a big city, there'll be a parking lot for the city. There's multiple parking lots where you pay to park there, and there's one entrance in, one entrance out. But that's like, then you go walk around the city or whatever. It's like if you go to the grocery store and stuff like that, you're not going to have a guard, and the guard at those parking lots are mainly there to get money, collect money for paying to park. And that's about it. Okay, that's interesting. So is car thefts a big thing in South Africa?
Right? They just stand around and watch the cars. And then when you leave, you give them a little tip saying, thanks so much, and then you're on your way. And
I wonder if, obviously there's companies that do it or stuff like that, but in my head, I'm always thinking about, how could you make some money? Just go stand in a parking lot and just be like, I'm a car guard, and then ask for tips afterwards.
In the parking lots too, you'll see these signs that say, beware of remote jamming. And that's essentially when thieves try and use their remotes to block you from locking your car. So like you'll click your button thinking you've locked your car, but then they're pressing a button on their side watching you, and they stop your car from locking, and you think it's locked, but they jammed it, which is why it's called remote jamming, I realized.
Uh-huh.
And then they go jack your car while you're in the store.
Jeez.
So I guess it's a good thing that there's car guards.
Yeah.
This whole situation was a little bit of a shock to me, I must admit. The next culture shock. The love and intensity that South Africans have for a braai. Now, I remember
you guys a barbecue. When I was watching Kino, and they were on Heritage Day, and he was talking about a braai. I wasn't sure how it was pronounced, but she just told me a braai. A barbecue. Yeah. So Heritage Day, I think someone had mentioned the closest kind of comparison would be like our 4th of July. That's our biggest barbecue day where everybody's out at the lake, out barbecuing, spending time with family and friends. And I think that, not the meaning behind the holiday, but how it's celebrated is probably pretty similar from I've been reading the comments anyways.
That one must never, ever, ever call a braai a barbecue.
Okay. Okay, I take that all back. I didn't call it a barbecue. It was a braai. Never mind. I'm sorry. My bad.
Never. South Africans love their braais. Apparently, it's 1,000,000 times better than a barbecue. It's basically an open grill.
Oh, that is man heaven right there. Look at all the guys standing around watching the meat cook. That's what I'm talking about right there. Holy. Oh, dude. I could smell it right now. Dude, I'm getting so hungry just looking at it.
With lots and lots of delicious meat. And I don't think you will get chewed out faster for anything at all like calling a braai a barbecue. A lesson I learned really quickly. The next culture shock made me feel like I don't even speak English. The amount of slang and different words that are used here that are in English, but I cannot understand anything. Can't understand a word or like what's going on. They have so many different words for things that I call them something completely different. Like they call it a costume, which to me means Halloween.
Yeah.
But here it means swimsuit.
That's in a costume. A swimsuit's a costume. I wonder where that comes from. Maybe she'll tell me about that.
Means Halloween, but here it means swimsuit. Robots are not robots like I thought. They are traffic lights. An oak is a guy. A cherry is a girl. Theater.
An oak is a guy. I can kind of see that similarity, but a cherry, okay.
Is not in fact Broadway theater or even a movie theater. It's surgery, which I'll admit makes surgery sound a lot more fun, but that was pretty misleading and a lot less fun than seeing a movie. A jersey is not a sports jersey. It's a sweater. Dosing is sleeping. Joling is partying. And there's a whole range of words that make me feel like I don't speak English at all.
I love that though. Because it's funny because it's like I want to pick up some of those words and start saying it and people have no idea what I'm talking about.
Whole range of words that make me feel like I don't speak English at all. To give you an example, a South African might say, I was at the robot on the main road and I saw this cherry driving a bucky wearing nothing but a costume with some oak in the front seat chowing on a stick of biltong.
I actually followed that now that she explained what every one of them was, but that is hilarious. And the biltong, I need to get some because I want to try that. I've heard it is nothing like beef jerky, and I need to find some real South African biltong.
Let me translate. You're at the traffic light on the main road and you saw some girl driving a truck wearing nothing but a swimsuit with some guy in the front seat eating some biltong. So before I wouldn't really be able to understand the conversations going around me, hanging out around the braai, but now I feel like I'm pretty much a pro at translating these kinds of sentences. The next culture shock. The rules of the road. So this was a big shock for me because not only do they drive on the opposite side of the car and the road than I'm used to.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? I mean, every country, if the steering wheel's on the other side of the car, that's usually you're driving on the other side of the road, right? Or am I just wrong on that?
But all the cars are pretty much stick shift. And in America, everything's pretty much automatic. So never in my life have I driven a stick shift, nor on the opposite side of the car in the road. But Mateo did try to teach me. We made a pretty entertaining video on it. If you missed it, you can catch it here. I'm gonna give you a hint. I wasn't very good. So needless to say, I haven't driven in quite a while. And I realized here that when you're driving, it's actually more of a surprise to be on a street with no potholes. I mean, wow, if you're on a street with no potholes, like, where are you? There are
Just getting a little more dramatic there, but I get it. There's gotta be more positives. I mean, there's a lot of positives in this one, but still, that's just funny.
So many potholes here, it is crazy. You straight up look like a drunk driver trying to get around them. And they're like, not even little, it's like a whole crater in the middle of the street. And another fun thing that I've seen on the road is in the back of pickup trucks, there could be a whole group of people just hanging out. Be it on a road or a highway going very fast. They'll be sitting, maybe drinking. Sometimes there's even a full-on couch in the bed of the truck.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You find that in the South around here. What are you talking about? It's a good time. I mean, obviously the road laws are probably more lax there than they are here. We have way too many, not way too many, but a lot more laws, stricter rules of the road, I guess. But hell yeah, throw a couch in the back of a truck and, dude, that sounds like a good time to me.
Just sitting with their beers, hanging out, zooting down the highway.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, not to mention, you can have like bottles open in your car. You could have your friends drinking in the car while you're driving, and it's like totally fine. But in the States, if a cop pulls you over and there's even an open bottle or something in your car at all, like you're screwed. The next culture shock. Not pumping your own gas. Or, as I should say, petrol Also, side note, apparently it's not called gas here. So in the...
Well, I mean, there's a lot of countries that call it petrol. The UK, I think all over Europe calls it petrol. I think calling it gas I might be wrong on this, but I think calling it gas is probably less common than calling it petrol. But not pumping your old gas, that went away, in the 50s, I think, where we used to have in the U.S., it was not self-serve. I mean, then it turned into like self-serve gas pumps and stuff like that. I just feel weird not pumping my own gas because that's all I've known. And having someone else pump your gas just feels kind of awkward. Like you feel bad making someone else pump gas for you. I don't know.
States, one of the first things I learned how to do when I started driving.
But then also, and maybe I'm wrong on this too, but when, it might help with people running off, getting gas and then taking off, unless they make you pay first. But yeah, I mean, that might be another reason why too.
Was fill up my car with gas. I would roll up to the station, pull over, take the thing out, pick what I wanted, pay, pump it, stand there. Sometimes I'd get the squeegee and clean my windows while I waited. Then when I was done, that was it. Cool, right? But here, you roll up to the spot, you roll your window down, and you tell the guy, hey, I need diesel, I need petrol, I need this. Can you check the tires? Can you make sure we're good all around? And can you clean the windows? He's like, yeah, no problem. So they pump the gas, they do all of this, and you're just kind of sitting there, just waiting. And then when it's done, they bring the card machine to your window, and you pay, and then you're on your way.
Damn, you feel all ritzy and stuff as someone doing all that for you. I mean, it'd just be weird to me. I don't know.
So this was a big one for me because I am definitely not used to having other people pump my gas and do, oh, that sounded bad. The next culture shock. There are electric fences everywhere. And there are also burglar guards on every window, even the tiny ones. So the heightened security here is no joke.
Is that for the large animals and stuff? Because one of my comments when I was talking about Kino riding, out in the open from city to city, wondering how safe it was, that someone had mentioned that there is like all the big wild animals are in a fence, like all fenced in. Is that what she's talking about? I'm assuming that's what those are for. There's no other reason to have them, right? That I can think of anyways.
It really shocked me when I got here because I felt like everything was behind a fence or a guard or something. It's a little intense. Now in the States, honestly, on the windows, all I'm used to having is like a screen to keep the bugs out.
And again, with those window guards, you guys will have to let me know. Is that like a location area? Because if you go into some of the inner cities here, you have those. You know what I mean? Depending where you live, if the crime is higher, you have those over your door. I mean, you have big steel gates at your door, going in and out of your doorway, your windows, stuff like that. So to me, that seems like that is just every country might have that in certain areas. It's just a part of life.
And then we have a lock on the front door and a lock on the back door, and that's like pretty much it. And we have an alarm system that we'll put on if we're leaving. But here, everything's behind some sort of security, sometimes double fences, all this kind of craziness. And that's definitely something I'm not used to. I don't know if Americans are also more trusting. I have no idea, but I'm like, man, I kind of feel like we live in a fortified castle here.
I think it depends where you grew up. I'm going to guess that she grew up in a really nice neighborhood and stuff like that. I've lived in some places where I wish I had window guards and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I've seen those depending on where you live at in some neighborhoods in the cities, the big cities and stuff like that.
The next shock is all about food and booze. First of all, I thought bull tongue was the tongue of a bull. I really did, until I saw the spelling and I was like, is it? What is that? And then I had some and I was like, oh, no, that's not what it is. It's just dried meat. It's like, oh, and I'm gonna get slack for this one. It's not like beef jerky, but to anybody who knows what beef jerky is, that is the closest assimilation I can make for bull
Man, now I really want to try it.
tongue. All the South Africans on here, I am very sorry that I made that comparison. Bull tongue is not beef jerky. It is way better. If you want to know why, we also made a video on that and you can catch it here. It is delicious, and yes, I was very happy to find out it was not the tongue of a bull, because then I would not have tried it. The next...
You know, they sell that in butcher shops. The bull tongue, like not biltong, but the actual bull tongue, the tongue of a bull. You can get cow tongue. I mean, it's a food. It's a delicacy in some places.
Next really shocking thing that I saw in a supermarket is walkie-talkies. Is chicken heads and chicken feet that they cook. But when I saw it in the bag, it honestly terrified me.
Did she just call that walkie-talkies? Is it chicken feet? And what'd she say? Chicken feet and chicken heads? Or what?
On a supermarket is walkie-talkies. Is chicken heads and chicken feet that they cook. But when I saw it in the bag, it honestly terrified me.
That is an amazing name, by the way. Walkie-talkies for that.
So, haven't tried that one. Don't think I will. Now, when it comes to booze, something I found odd was that the bottle store is separate from the grocery store. So, I'm used to going into a grocery store and like buying everything I need, like wine, spirits, food, like whatever, it's all there. But here, it's outside, it's its own separate store.
I mean, maybe I'll let her explain, but we have liquor stores and grocery stores, and even in the grocery stores around here where I live, you can buy like beer, but you can't buy hard liquor, and the beer has to be a lower percentage. So, I mean, a bottle store, they have those here. I don't know.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. And another thing is that they sell beers in quarts, which is basically the size of my head.
I mean, we got those too. They're called 40s, 40-ounce beers. They're hugely popular. 40s of Old E back in the 90s was what people were drinking. You give me a 40 of Old English. You know, I mean, okay.
And in the States, I'm very much used to having my food, the waiter bringing the check, you look at it, you put your card in there, and you give it to them. And then they take it to the back, they run it, they bring it back to you, you sign, and you are good to go. But here, they will bring the card machine to your table, ring you up, you tell them how much you want to tip, and it's all done there. And the machine prints out the receipt, and you never, ever, ever let your card out of your sight. Maybe Americans are a little too trusting with this.
I mean, Americans are way too trusting. It's a smart idea not to let your card out of your sight. And we are definitely way too trusting on that. But I have seen it where people will bring in restaurants. I've had it before. It depends on maybe the level of the restaurant, though, too. The high-end restaurants, they're definitely not bringing the card machine to your table. But lower, middle restaurants, sometimes it's a thing where they could. I've seen it before. It's rare, and we are way too trusting with letting our card out of our sight like that.
When I realized, because now the thought of someone taking my card away and ringing it somewhere in the back kind of freaks me out a little bit.
And it should.
The next shock was the measurements of time in South Africa.
How could measurement of time be different? Okay.
You have right now, just now, and now. Now is like a little bit more extended. Like it's not like just now. It's a little bit longer than just now. And then right now is like, I actually don't even really hear them use that one too much. So understanding when people are going to be meeting you or arriving or something very much depends on your understanding of right now, just now, and now. And that's important because if someone's coming over and you don't have pants on and you got to put pants on, you know how much time you have to put your pants on.
You walk around no pants very often. Like, oh, I better hurry up, put pants on. Someone's going over. All right. Interesting. I have a feeling that I might have to look at another video about this. There was some really cool stuff in there, though, that I 100% could agree with. And and love. I want to watch something of where Americans are, oh, these are the 5 things that I love about moving to South Africa. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. All right. If you guys like this type of content, like I said before, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.